All right, guys. So today's class was going to be our intro to technical analysis. So if you do not know what technical analysis is anything dealing with the charts, right? Anything. So I had a person say, "Hey, Jay, did we have a class over technical analysis?" And the answer is, anything dealing with charts is technically technical analysis. So that's what we're about to start getting over today. So can anybody tell me what are the first things that you want to know when it comes to technical analysis? What are like the very first thing? Anybody got to guess? The trend. Okay. So actually number one is actually the candlesticks, then the trend. So, but we're actually not going over the trend today. We're going into chart patterns first and then the trend. The trend is a little more advanced. So then we're going over chart patterns first. So can anybody tell me their favorite chart pattern? Bear flag. That's a good one. Head and shoulders, flags. So yeah. Okay. So the first chart pattern that we're going to go over, my favorite is double bottoms and double tops for sure. But the first one we're going to go over is bull flags. Now we're not going to get every chart pattern today. We're just going to go over one and kind of teach you guys how I trade it, my entries or whatever, when it comes to bull flags and bear flags, and then just kind of go from there. So let's get into it. So the first one, what I like to do in class is I hate having like bear flags and bull flags already up. I like to sometimes ask the mentorship about like, hey, what bear flags or bull flags did you see today? And that way they can see me find them right then and there. So I don't want nobody to think like, oh, it's only a bear flag there. So somebody give me a bull flag on one of these time frames. I can find one with it. I always like to ask because people, I can show you how easy it is to identify it. So I would guess I'm gonna have to find one for you. All right, somebody says five. Let me go to my 10-minute time frame. All right, let's go here. Trying to get y'all a nice bull flag. Actually, let's go to forward. I see one on forward. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all ugly ones and I'm gonna give y'all nice looking ones. This one right here is a ugly flag, but it still serves as a flag. Let me stretch the chart out a little bit. All right, so here we go. Dang, what a chart doing. TOS chart sucks so bad. Okay. So a bull flag that we have is, no, that's a little too more advanced for you guys. Let me look at the weekly. It might look a little better. Okay, here go one right there. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you identifying a chart pattern, right? The number one thing that you want to do is impulse, right? Write this down in your notes. So 3 steps to identify any type of chart pattern. You want to have an impulse, correction, and impulse. So that's like the number one way you able to identify so quickly is because when you understand these characteristics, it makes seeing the chart pattern more, it's easier to see it, right? So one of the things we have here is right here, when we're looking at this, we have an impulsive move, right? We want to get an impulsive move, right? Yeah, impulse. Come on. Oh my God. Okay. So right there, we have an impulsive move. Next, we have a correction, right? Correction. That's this right here. And then what's after this right here? So what's after this bull flag, guys? What's the next one? After impulse, correction, then what? Let me know. Impulse, right? And that is how you be able to identify an actual chart pattern, right? So we had an impulsive move, correction, impulse. Did that make sense so far? And the reason why I want you guys to understand that, understand the way I'm saying it is because what I have a lot of the times are a lot of you guys try to draw bull flags or chart patterns in chop, right? The market will be going like this, and then you will have something. You guys will be doing this. So this is what you guys will do, right? A lot of you guys do this. You see price action like this, and then you try to make a pattern when price action look like that, right? There's no impulse, correction, impulse. There's none of that right here, right? When we're looking for chart patterns, we want an impulsive move, correction, impulse, right? This is chop, guys. This is why your chart patterns don't work. It's because you're forcing it in chop, right? You want to have these nice moves and also understand the characteristics of a bull flag. What it is, it's a normally when a bull flag works, and you want to write this down in your notes. Normally, when a bull flag works or any type of flag pattern, you have an impulsive move, right? Normally, those impulsive moves, they break some type of resistance, and then they come back and test that resistance as support, which then creates the bull flag to move up, right? So you want to have these chart patterns at levels. You don't want to draw these chart patterns in thin air. So when we go here, what is this, right? This is a support level, support here, support here, support here, support here. So once the bull flag broke that level, right? You see right here, it broke that level, tested as support, which made it bounce back off. And that's what created a bull flag, guys. You don't want to try to make bull flags and chop. Same thing with bear flags, and we'll get into that in a minute. But that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Impulsive move, correction, then impulse. No trying to take a trade, no trying to draw a pattern and chop. I see this a lot of times with symmetrical triangles, and we'll get into that chart pattern as well. But right now, I want you guys to understand one of the most common patterns are bull flags and bear flags, right? And once you understand those, you'll be fine. So let's go find another one. Did that make sense so far? This is important. This is like one of the most important things. You have to realize that impulse, correction, impulse. Cool, cool, cool. So keep that. When you think like that, I'm telling you, it make finding chart patterns so much easier because as I'm looking, I'm literally looking, I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, I'm looking for an impulsive move. That's literally how we identify. That's one of the edges that I have in the market is I'm able to identify chart patterns quicker. And the reason why I'm able to identify chart patterns quicker is because I repeat that in my head. Impulse, correction, impulse. So yes, it has to be at a level. So the problem is some of you guys try to draw patterns that aren't at levels. Understand how a bull flag work. We have an impulsive move up, right? So let's just make some levels right here. Hold on. Let's just make some fake levels real quick. So I'm trying to get you guys to understand how they're made, right? So let's say that these are levels, right? So the whole point of a bull flag is to break, hit a resistance level, sell off until support, right? Hit support, and then bounce off that support and break that resistance level again. That is how a bull's flag is supposed to work, right? Let's go here. Let's draw it real quick. That is how it's supposed to do. Boom, then boom, right? That is how a bull flag is supposed to work. The problem with you guys is you try to draw it and chop, right? Where it don't make any sense. So you guys would do something like this, where you would do like you have an impulsive move, and then it'll come down right here, all the way down there, and then it'll do some crazy stuff like this. And then you guys will do this. Oh, Jay, that's a bull flag. And then don't see it work, right? Or sometimes it might, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've seen some of you guys draw some non-patterns that actually worked, and hey, it is what it is. But in the long term, that's not like a pattern that's going to work all the time, right? So just make sure that you're identifying it. And I have people that always try to force patterns. Guys, keep trading simple. If it ain't that obvious, then don't take it. You want clean setups, right? We looking for A+ setups. So why would we try to force the trade? If it ain't clean, then why are you taking it, right? Well, it's not worth you risking your money to take that trade. So let's go find another example. All right, so let's find another one. Oh, this is the weekly chart, my bad. So we have one on Apple. Now there are different ways to make bull flags. Bro, I hate TOS charts so much. Okay, so I want to show you another example of a bull flag so nobody's confused. So you have other types of bull flags, right? Here it is, right there. Oh, TOS charts are so bad. Just made me lose my bull flag. Where did my bull flags go? Well, here go one. Here go a mini one right here. So guys, while I'm trying to identify this this bull flag, what am I doing first? Yep. What am I doing first, guys? Looking for an impulse move, right? We're looking for an impulse move. So what do we find? We found the impulse move right there, right? Impulse. And now next, correction, right? Now we got a correction. And then what's after that? Impulse, right? Now, I told you guys last time we were going over chart patterns that normally my price target is that high of the flag, right? So that's kind of how I do it. That's kind of what I do. Like my price target is normally that high of the flag. So normally as it get that high, I'm taking profits, right? Sometimes it can run higher, but normally I'm gonna show you guys how I trade bull flags in a minute. But normally that high of the flag is normally my price target. I'm normally out the trade. I don't even hold. As you can see, if you would have probably, swung this another day, you would have lost everything or gave back most of your gains. Normally the top of that flag. But we'll get into that. But if you want to put that in your notes, put top of the flag. Normally that is the resistance level in the first place. But if it's not, especially like on a 5-minute chart or whatever, when you're taking bull flags, just keep that in mind. Normally the top of that flag is your price target. To get that vision from that, baby flag sheets. Yeah, you just you have to literally, once you do it for a while, you're able to identify, right? Impulse, correction, impulse, right? And this move was a good move. What was this? Oh, this was the move of the year. This was the first trade. I don't know if y'all took that. Anybody took Apple with me the first of the year? This is $57,000 right here. So for people that say, "Oh, that's a small move," this was 50K. This was a 50K move. This was a 200, about a 200. I mean, maybe like 150%. It was 150% trade right here. So, and remember, this is a daily time frame, so it's a bigger move. So that move, we bought that move around this low at 177, and it went all the way up to 183 basically. So that was a $7 move on Apple. It's a big move. So let's go to another one, right? Let's go to another one. And that's what I want you guys to do tonight. I want you guys to, practice stuff like this, right? So this right here, this is a bull flag as well. Not all bull flags are going to be like this. So you have two different type of bull flags. You have a bull flag that makes the impulsive move and then got like a correction to the downside, right to that support, and then go like this and break out. Then you also have what we call a bullish rectangle. We just call it a flag. It's like this. Boom. And then boom. And then up. So sometimes you don't have them dip, right? So what am I doing though? Remember the characteristics. Impulsive move, correction, right? Now it ain't gonna be pretty, but correction, impulse. How many of y'all seen that? How many of y'all seen this move? How many, when I was looking at bull flags, how many of y'all seen that? Right? They're not all going to be the same, right? Impulse, correction, impulse. Now, most of the time, you're going to get it coming to the downside, but there are times where you will have a bull flag that just trade in between a zone. But if you remember the characteristics, chart patterns won't be confusing to you because you have to understand the characteristics, guys. Impulse, correction, impulse. I'm going to drill that in your brains until you understand it. Chart patterns aren't hard. You just have to practice it. Literally, that's all it is. You just have to practice it. Then you get better at it. Right? What's next? Let's find another one. Somebody send me another example. We're just gonna keep going through them so everybody understand them. Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla right now. I know it was a bull flag somewhere on Tesla. What time frame was Tesla? I know it's a bull flag on here. Was this today? I know Tesla be having bull flags. That's what I'm asking. Where the hell is Tesla? I see one right here. Caught you. Now I don't trade these type of bull flags, but you know, I kind of like mine a little tighter. But this is a great example of a bull flag right here. So what are we doing, guys? What is the first thing? I'm like trying to get you guys to understand this. What is the first thing that we're doing? Impulse. Correct. Now this one was a little rough. This one wasn't an easy bull flag, right? But overall, it finally made a bull flag. And what do we have? Impulse, correction, impulse. Not every flag gonna be the best one. This was a huge flag right here. This was a huge one. What did this go from? This went from 760 to 1,000. This was a huge move on to Tesla. It was a $300 move on Tesla. But overall, I don't trade flags like this. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It might look better on the weekly. I hate flags like that. No, that it wasn't a good flag on the weekly. I hate flags like that. I rather want mine's a little tighter, but overall, if we're looking at characteristics, you still, able to kind of catch those moves, right? Now I will say this, and keep it real transparent with you guys. I know it's another one right here. Here go a good one. This is a good one right here. This is a great one right here. And I know I haven't went over indicators with you guys, but what is my favorite type of setup, guys? Let's see if anybody from the mentorship before the bootcamp mentees. What is my favorite setup? Bounce off the EMA, right? My favorite type of plays that you see me go crazy as hell in is when I have this exact setup right here. We got an impulsive move, correction into the non-EMA, which is my blue EMA right there, correction into that, and we got a bounce, right? And what happened? We gapped up. We had a bull flag, boom, broke out, gapped up, right? Look at that. That is money. This is a money trade. We bought it around, what is this? We bought it around we caught this trade. I remember this level about 10.55, and this trade ran all the way up to this was $150 move right here. Right here. This is I remember this trade. It was a trade that we caught right there. And so you see what I guys mean? Like you were looking for impulse, correction, impulse. This was a clean bull flag. Do you guys see that? So now I want to teach you how I actually get into like my trades as far as like bull flags or whatever. So everybody good on that part? Let me know. Let me know somewhere. Forever holds your peace. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. All right. So I am a little different when it comes to, and like I said, you can take this however you want to take it. You don't have to do it this way. I'm just showing you guys how I do it. So I am a little different when it comes to chart patterns and just kind of the way I trade as far as chart patterns. So most of the time, and I'm gonna give you a reason why I do this. So if you didn't know, my beginning journey of trading, one of the things that I tried doing it the way that everybody else is taught, right? What is let's see if anybody know, what is everybody taught to do when they see chart patterns? Buy the what? The breakout, right? So if everybody is, this is how I processed it, right? So if everybody is taught to buy the breakouts, but yet 90% of traders fail, then why am I doing that? Like most of the time it don't work. Or also, if you're buying a breakout, let's say that you've seen this bull flag, right? And then you tried to buy the breakout. What happened? What happened? If I tried to buy the breakout, what happened? If I waited for the breakout, it gapped up. So guess what? What did you do? You missed out on this play, right? You missed out because you were waiting for the breakout and it already broke out. And sometimes what happens, guys? Sometimes what happens when you buy a breakout? I know all of you have been through this before. Sometimes when you buy a breakout, what happens? It pulls back, it reverses, it does all that. You lose money, right? This is literally what happens on sometimes when I used to buy breakouts, right? So I see the bull flag, like everybody say, right? I'm gonna tell you exactly what the hell happened. This is exactly what used to happen to me all the time. I don't know if it's still happening to y'all, but you see it. There we go. Price is moving within the bull flag. It's getting ready. It's getting ready to break out. Here it is. You buy right there. This is where you buy it, like you're supposed to, like you're taught. You're taught to buy there. You got your price target up here. Remember, you bought the breakout. Everybody buying the breakout, then they do this. This happens so much. Every single time I try to play, it do that all the time. And then eventually they be like, oh, you should have had diamond hands. And then they finally do this. But you didn't sold because you bought the breakout and now you down 60% and then they go do this, right? So that is why I don't like buying breakouts because I see this too often. And then they try to say, oh, make sure that the volume bars are up. I'm telling y'all right now that this is why I don't like using volume that much because that damn volume bar be looking so high on that damn breakout and it still never break out. So, or it does that, right? So to me, I was like, well, if 90% of traders aren't profitable, why the hell am I still trying to do the things that 90% of traders aren't profitable in? So what I did was I kind of created my own type of um I kind of created my own type of way of taking chart patterns, and I've been doing this for a while, right? Now, I will admit, any trading strategies has its flaws, where it doesn't work the best way, but it is what it is. So let me show you guys how I actually like to take it. So, and I'm gonna give you a whole breakdown on why I do it. Most of you guys already know, but I'm gonna just teach it again because some of you guys probably don't know. So for me, if I see a bull flag, right? And we have price moving in, right? What I like to do is I like to buy the bull flag around this support area. So let's draw a fake support, right? Instead of buying the breakout. Now I get the most backlash when I say stuff like this and I do stuff like this is because people are like, oh, why are you doing that? That's dumb. But before you call it dumb, hear me out real quick. So number one thing that trading has, and one thing about trading options is when a lot of people are buying, what happens to the price of the contract? When a lot of people are buying it, it increases, right? The contract increases, right? So if a lot of people are going to taught to buy, 90% of people are taught to buy here. So what that means is if you're buying the contract when everybody else is buying it, that means you're buying it's more expensive now, right? It's more expensive. You're literally buying into IV. We call it an IV push, right? You're literally buying into an IV push. And I can tell you right now, most successful traders that I know, we're selling into IV push because what are we selling into, guys? What are we selling? What do I always tell you guys? Selling to what? Strength, right? We want to sell. Somebody said pressure. Bro said pressure. Selling to pressure. I don't even know what that means, but okay. But selling to strength. Why am I telling you guys selling to strength? Because you're gonna get feel easier and it's gonna be stress free, right? The money that you see is the money that you're going to get most of the time, right? If you sit up there and try to, because what happens is a lot of you guys, you buy, let's say you win calls, right? You're going to hold your calls until you see a red candle. And why? It's going to be a lot harder to get out of that trade because now you're buying it when the stock is doing the opposite. So that's why I like to tell you guys, sell into strength because a lot of people hate, I hate when traders, and I used to hate this when I first started is, let's say that we're looking at our P&L our P&L might say we're up $1,000, right? But then by the time we sell, it's like 700, 600. Why? It's because most of the time we're selling because it's starting to pull back. So that is why I sell into strength because I can at least lock in that number that I seen with my P&L. Most of the time I get to cash out that number. So selling into strength is kind of like the best thing. So that is what most traders are doing. They're going to be selling into strength. So basically buying the breakout, that's basically saying that, okay, I'm going to pay more for these contracts. And also I'm going to hope that price goes up even more, right? So for me, that was just like so stupid because they say it's less riskier taking the breakouts. I don't agree with that. Why? Because we're paying more for the contract, which generally means we're going to lose more money because we paid more for it. Versus if I were to buy it at that support and right here and anticipating that that next move is here, by the time it's breaking out, I actually got the option to take profit now because I bought it here and now I bought it cheaper. Now the stock price went my way, but also I get that IV push where I can sell it even more than what it's really worth. Because understand, after IV push, the IV crush is coming right back down, regardless of the stock price still going your way. Because what are people doing? They're taking profit. So that's causing the demand of that contract to go lower, right? So that is why I don't like buying breakouts. I like buying it right here. Also, I'm buying the contract cheaper. So guess what? I get a better risk to reward because guess what? Look, watch this. Check this out. I'm buying it here. I'm buying the S support. When we draw my risk to reward boxes, here we go. Remember, this is that top we want to buy at the top of the flag. Let's make that orange just for training purposes. You got to think in terms of risk to reward, guys. And I'm going to have more classes about this as time go by, but you want to think in terms of risk to reward. This is what make you pull the trigger on your trades. If you have a problem pulling the trigger on trades, it's because you don't get the risk to reward. So you see that? You see how I have way much more green? You know what I'm saying? I have way much more green that way than taking it. So I'm risking, let's draw it. I'm risking 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4. So I'm risking $1 to make $4. So that to me, that makes better sense versus most of the time, what happens is a stock is going to stop at that high, right? So let's say you buy in the breakout right here, right? Technically, your stop loss shouldn't be until it breaks below that flag. So what are you doing here? It shouldn't, like if we have a legit stop loss, it shouldn't be to there, right? It shouldn't be unless it break below there. So what are you doing now? You're risking $1 to make what? You're risking $1 to make what? $1, right? So to you, do that make sense to take that trade? Why would I risk $100 to make $100? Right? Because I could potentially lose $100. So to me, that's not worth it. That's not worth the trade. Versus when you're looking at it from my perspective, right? Risking $1 to make $4 seem a lot better, don't it? It'll make you mentally, it'll make you like, because we know trading is a mental game, right? So mentally, you're more comfortable taking that trade because guess what? When you take that loss, first of all, you're gonna be like, well, damn, yeah, I took this loss, but also, to be honest, I really only risk $1 to make $4. You know what I mean? So that's literally how it helps you pull that trigger. How many of you guys struggle with taking a trade? Like you would do all the setups, you would do all the analysis, you would have it ready, have your levels, you would see the pattern, but you don't pull the trigger and you see it run your way. If you have a problem doing that, that's simply because number one, lack of confidence, and number two is you literally don't understand the risk to reward part of it, right? When you understand the risk to reward, you're more likely to put on that trade because you know, like, yeah, I'm put on this trade, but also it has a big reward. You know, it has a big reward potential, right? And that's how you got to think of it. And I do all my chart patterns this way. Now, did that make sense though? Did anybody any questions as far as that? Cool. No. What's no? Tell me what you don't understand about it. Let me know. Ask questions, guys. You can ask questions. I'm gonna teach y'all that in a minute. Ask questions. What don't you understand about it? We got a stop loss class where I'm teaching you guys how to use stop losses, but your stop loss will be right below. Remember, I don't care what kind of trade you in. If the reason why you got in is no longer valid, guys, you have to exit that trade, whether it be 2% loss or whatever. Like, be thankful that it's only 2%. So if I were to take this trade, right, and we got a whole class about stop losses, but if I were to take this trade, I'm buying it off support to bounce to the upside. So let's say that it actually breaks to the downside, right? Let's say that it decides that it want to break to the downside. Why are you holding at this point? There's no reason. Yes, it could do something like that and come back up and you guys shooken out. But honestly, guys, man, look, cut that trade and then re-enter it if you have to. That made your trade invalid. So you have to cut it and just move on, right? I know people like, oh, I hate getting shooken out. It's the market, guys. You're going to get shooken out, right? You're going to get shooken out. You will be all right. You will have stuff like that happen. Yes, now that's one of the characteristics that you can see. If you start seeing the stock wick at this level, so let's say that you were buying this trade right here. So if you start seeing wicks, what I'm talking about wicks are like this right here. We got buying pressure, right? Buying pressure, buying pressure, these wicks, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure. As you can see, every time we got these wicks, what do we do? Every time we got these wicks, what do we do, guys? The next candle, majority of the time when we got these wicks at these levels, we bounce, right? Buying pressure, bounce, buying pressure, bounce, buying pressure, bounce, buying pressure, bounce, right? Buying pressure, we bounce, buying pressure, we bounce, right? At these important key levels, right? So right here, if we're in a bull flag kind of trade, yeah, seeing wicks here definitely makes you more confident taking the trade, right? If I had 10 contracts, so the question was, if I had 10 contracts, and how much would I have cut at the top of the flag? In this market, all of them. But sometimes if I had 10 contracts and we got to the top of this flag, that's like my price target. Most of the time, if I had 10, I'm at least sell like 7 or 8, right? And see if price can break it. If price breaks it, because a lot of times this is what you will see. You will have this a lot of the times, like you can go check your own self. You can go look. A lot of times what happens is it's going to break the top of that flag, might retest it, might make a little bounce like this, and then it's going to like kind of come back down. So the problem with that is, and I hope I catch somebody right here. This is what happens. A lot of traders, when they leave runners, first of all, number one, and I got on my last mentees about this. Number one, don't leave runners if you wasn't comfortable with leaving them. What I mean by that is some of you guys leave runners and then be so upset if the runners lose money, right? If you're leaving runners, only leave runners that you're comfortable with going to zero. Now, we don't want our runners to go to zero. We definitely can set stop losses for our runners, but at the same time, you have to understand that if you're a trader that, trying to leave runners, but you literally know that if they go to zero, you're going to be upset, then that means you were never satisfied with leaving those runners. I don't think you guys understand what a runner is. A runner is to chase as much profit as you can, right? So why are you leaving a runner that you're not okay with losing? I had somebody ask me, okay, if you knew that NDX, that one, the biggest trade of the year, if you knew that NDX was still going to keep going down, why didn't you leave runners? Well, those runners were $6,000. I wasn't okay with that runner going back to zero, so I definitely took profit, right? So that is what I mean by that. Some of you guys leave runners that you're not okay with losing and then be upset. And then a lot of you guys actually leave too many runners to where if the stock starts pulling back and reverse on you, you actually go negative. You have to understand, if you have a price target, and this is what it comes down to trading plan, this is your trading plan. My trading plan is I'm going to take profit at whatever level I say I'm going to get out at. So if I'm telling you guys I'm buying the bottom of a bull flag and it breaks it upside and my profit target is the top of that flag, then I'm getting out at the top of that flag. I might leave a couple just to run if I wanted to, but majority of my position is getting out at that price target at the top of that flag. Some of you guys don't have a trading plan. So what you try to do is you try to just let it run and run and run and run and run and run until it can't run no more, right? And then you get mad when you hold it for so long and then they have a move like this where it comes back and eat up 50% of your gains, especially in the market that we're in right now. Pullbacks hurt. So that's what I'm telling you guys. If you have a plan, you have a reason why you have to know before you get into a trade, you have to know your entries and exits once you're in that trade. Any trade that I take, I know when I'm getting out. every single trade, right? Every single trade, I know exactly when and where I'm getting out, right? And you have to understand that. Hold on. So yeah, we got stop loss class. I'm gonna teach you about the EMAs and the rejects. One can say that it was potentially becoming a bull flag, correct? Since it had a huge impulse, it looked like it was the beginning of a flag. You said 3 through 18. Yep. So right here, yep, good catch. So yep, we had an impulsive move, right? Even with the gaps, you include them in there. It's still all the impulsive move. Impulse, it was a good catch to for men, if I said your name right. That's the bull flag right there. There you go. Right. That is exactly, this is a bull flag right here. Good job. Impulse. See how they identified it, because what they do, they look for an impulsive move correction. What happened? We had an impulse. Right? Take the trade. What do we do? Price target at the top of the flag. Boom. There it is. That if you took this trade, you swung over day, you actually woke up to even more gains because it sent more than that, right? Good catch. That's a good example right there. That's another flag. So yeah, I'm gonna teach you guys how to set stop loss. I already answered that question. Do you go by percentage or price? So for me, I go by charts. I never really care about percentage. Obviously, at 100%, I always trim. I don't care how far the stock gonna go. I always trim at 100%. I mean, what more can you want? You know, it's 100% return on your money, right? You know, like what more can you want, right? So I'm always trimming at 100%. Also, normally my charts are, any of my X's or entries are based off the charts, you know. But sometimes, like I got a Sean said a good saying. He said, if you can screenshot the profit, then you need to take profit. If you feel so comfortable and so happy that you took a screenshot of that profit, then it's probably a good indication to take profit. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, think about it. Are you going, most of you guys that got, if you got a $10,000 account, you're not about to screenshot the $20 profit, but you damn so gonna screenshot the $5,000 one. So that's a good indication to take profit, right? So that's another thing. Like I'm saying, trading is so mental, it's crazy when y'all realize how mental it is. Anything that can, you know, help you mentally, you need to use that to your advantage. So that's actually one of the things that I go by. You know, obviously the chart's not telling me to get out, maybe, but if I can screenshot that profit, I'm gonna take it, right? Because that means I'm screenshotting it for a reason. I'm obviously screenshotting for a reason. It's that I've done that before. It didn't take profit and it goes negative. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I've took profit. I've took a screenshot before, and then when I went back to that chart, I mean, went back to that P&L, it was negative. I've did that before as well. Can you point out the entry for that trade? So okay, so let's go to okay. So let's go to Tesla. So let's say that we took this bull flag, right? So for me, I probably would have missed this trade a little bit, simply because I would have probably thought we would have had another day. Um, I probably would have thought we had one more day before it did that pop. So I probably would have missed this trade because the type of trade that I wanted, I would have probably waited for it to touch that EMA. This is the trade that I took, right? We had an impulsive move up. It actually touched my EMA, right? Or got really close to it. So I would have took my entry on this candle right here. My stop loss is literally if we break below this EMA right there. See that EMA? So if I took it right there, this is support, right? I would have obviously, you know, if it broke below, it would have broke below my EMA, and it also would have broke below that, and I would have cut this trade. So we took it. It was on my EMA at support. It bounced, and there you go, 300% gain. Let's go here. Here, you could have took it a couple of ways because let's see. Let's get our support level real quick. Let's see. Um, this is our support level. So it was holding this support level. You could have took it as long as it was holding that support. But honestly, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have caught this because I would have probably wanted it at this level. The support probably a little better with that 9 EMA. So I would have missed this trade, but that would have been my entry. That was my entry for this trade, right? It was that support out the 9 EMA, took the bounce. And we got a class about entries and exits. So if you catch it on a daily, would you monitor on a daily? Normally, if I'm trading on a daily time frame, what I'm doing is I'm normally gonna swing it. But no, I will not monitor my trade on the daily. I will just come to a bigger time frame, like the hourly or whatever. So like right now, can anybody tell me what this so right now we have an impulsive move into tomorrow, right? Impulse. And then, like I said, every bull flag is not gonna be the prettiest, right? Impulse and correction. Y'all see that? So this is for tomorrow. So what can Tesla do? It can, the next move for Tesla can be impulse for tomorrow, right? We are literally bull flagging right now. So somebody said, how exactly do you trim your profit? So it depends. So if it's at my target, and this is something I was going to introduce to you guys to today, later on tonight, I was going to introduce you guys to. I want to make it a habit of setting your stop losses at break even. I want to start making this a habit and a requirement for this chat, right? The reason why is I want to normalize people getting into trades and then putting their stop losses at break even, because this eliminates a lot of people that be holding and hoping, because a lot of new traders, it's hard for them to take losses. So setting your stop losses at break even. And what I mean by that is, let's say that I'm telling you to get in the trade, let's say you take Apple calls at 1.00, so $100 per contract. So what I'm saying is set your stop loss for 1.00. So that means if it falls below your entry point, then you break even. You might lose a couple of dollars because of commission or whatever. But I want to start normalizing that, especially in this type of market, because this market is really testing people's emotions. And the best way to do it is just set those hard stop losses and move by your day. Now, if you use Robinhood, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. You're going to have to learn how to do it mentally, because their fields suck. But overall, like, you just normalizing is, setting that stop loss or break even. I'm going to teach you guys all that, so don't worry about that. But that's something that you want to utilize, those stop losses. Hold on. Oh, great. I'm glad somebody asked it. So the question is, how do you catch an impulse move? Like, what are the signs one will occur? Can somebody, I'm so glad. Can somebody tell me, how do I catch an impulsive move? It's a trick question, by the way. Let's see. How do I catch an impulsive move? How do I buy on impulse? We don't, right? It was a trick question. We do not buy on impulse. We do not buy on impulse, right? You never buy on impulse. And we're going to be going over that next class, but just to give you like an idea so you guys can understand, is we don't buy on impulses, guys. So let's make some levels for a minute. This is the reason why we don't, right? When we're trading, we don't buy on impulse. We buy the correction, right? So if we have a move here, right? And we're going to go over this eventually, but you never buy the impulsive move. You always buy the correction. Now, that is the difference between, now, I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm just telling you that's one of the things that I do. You're not, if you talk to any like trader that's been doing this for years, or like actual real like technical traders, they will always tell you we never buy the impulsive move. We always buy the retest. I'm not sure if you guys know Trade Like Gates. I'm not sure if you guys know him, but really profitable trader. And he'll even tell you like we don't buy that impulsive move. We always buy the pullback, the correction, right? These are your buying points, not this. Why? Because guess what? If you're buying an impulsive move, you never know when it's going to pull back. You never know when it's going to pull back. You never know that, right? So if you're buying this, we don't know how high it can go. You can see the impulsive move and then you get in right here, and then we have a move like this. Boom, you buy there thinking it's going to go higher, it pull back, and then, you cut the trade here just for it to do this, right? You see what I mean? Do everybody see why I say we don't buy the impulsive move? Yep. And if you trading the zone, that's why I'm telling you, got to read that. Trading the zone say the same thing. We don't do that, right? You don't do that. Now, you will have traders that do that. That's fine. That's them. That's what they want to do. But if you want to make trading as less stressful as possible, buy the retest. And this is obviously where you mature as a trader, because when you're first getting into trading, guys, what happens is you guys like to try to, you see a stock going up, so you just jump in and buy calls, right? And then get upset when they pull back and just to see it go higher. How many of you guys, I just want to see, how many of you guys actually bought on impulse and seen it pull back, then it go higher, but you guys shooking out? How many of you did that? I did when I first started, all the time. Used to happen to me all the time. All the time, all the time, all the time. Every single time. I used to buy on impulsive move, it'll pull back, and here comes some damn here comes somebody, like, normally this happens a lot if you're following other people's trades, and that person to be like, paper hands, you got shooken out, paper hands. What the hell you mean I got shooken out? The damn stock down 80%. That ain't no paper hands. That's holding and hoping. And you just hoped, and your hope came through. So what does it do? Buying at the retest is a lot better, right? Happened today, right? Good example, guys. So I just want you guys to see that. I'm not about to I'm never going to teach you guys nothing wrong or nothing. I don't agree with buying on impulsive moves. I always wait for the retest, right? A lot of traders that I know, Macy trades, trade like Gates. I like to refer to other traders that does stuff like that. But I do know, I'm not gonna lie, I do know traders that will buy the impulsive move, and those are normally momentum traders that's trying to catch momentum. You rarely see momentum traders buy retests, right? And like I said, those are very rare. Those are traders that do that. I don't know how the hell they be doing it, but that, to me, that's just risky as hell, because like I said, you never know when it's going to pull back, right? So to me, buying a retest is a lot clearer. And also, one of the cool things about a retest is when you're buying the correction, what do you now have? Can anybody tell me before I draw it? If I'm buying the correction, what do I now have since I bought the correction? What do I now have? Cheaper contract, but also what else? Like, let me see. I don't think nobody gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see though. No, nobody gonna get it right. No. Okay. So one of the cool things about buying a retest is now you have a clear price target, right? 99, let me not say 95% of the time, wherever it's sold off at to come back, like after that impulsive move, whatever it's sold off at, right? That's most likely where the stock is going. So you have a lot clearer price target. You know what I mean? Did that make sense? So now if we buy in this retest, we kind of can, 95% of the time, we kind of can tell that it's going right back there, right? And that's be a profit-taking area. I love these type of trades. Now, I do get indisciplined and don't wait for these trades to form out sometimes. But these are a very good good example. And also, guys, most of the time, this is creating a falling wedge. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. These type of moves are creating a bull flag or a falling wedge, two patterns that we're going over, right? Guess what? Let's say that it's a bull flag, right? Boom, price action. Right? It's literally the same thing. It's literally the same thing right there. What is it doing? It's creating a bull flag to go higher, right? Same thing when it's doing that, right? We come back, we make it. This is that same move. I'm trying to get y'all to understand that. This is that same move. We have impulse, and now what we got? Falling wedges are a little bigger. Hold on. Falling wedges a little bit higher overall. And that's how falling wedges are, right? So it's the same move. Is that Tesla play on a 1 hour invalid since it's already on the verge of breaking out and it's already started bouncing? Are you talking about this? Like, are you saying like now it's invalid? Is that what you're asking? Like this is invalid now because it's already breaking out? Is that what you're saying? This part? Okay, no. So this is not invalid. Because it hasn't. The only time that a bull flag would be invalid is if it break it up. No. So for me, no. So I'm glad you asked that. So for me now, I probably wouldn't want to take Tesla on this bull flag. This probably wouldn't be a reason why I take Tesla because of that. it's simply because, I missed that bottom. So now if I buy Tesla, I'm gonna be buying the breakout, but the pattern's still not invalid. It's just like I wouldn't prefer to buy the breakout. I'd rather bought it here. But no, it's still valid because it's still in the bull flag. It never broke down on the bull flag, right? So for me, I would just prefer to buy here. Now there are times where, okay, let's ignore the bull flag, right? Let's ignore the bull flag, right? Look at this. Look at this. Let's say, let's say that. Let's just say we want to buy a higher low, right? This could be the start of higher low. We had the impulse move. Just literally look at that exact thing next to us, right? And let's draw it. Boom, retest it, and now going higher, right? So if you're a person that buy those, you can buy it that way, right? It's the same exact thing that we just went over. I'm gonna draw it exactly the same way. So what are they already telling you right now? Tesla can go to 670 tomorrow, right? Same exact thing. We literally looking dead at it. Do you guys see it now? I'm glad that we right here because it's showing you an example, literally how we drew it out. Now you can like look at the charts and actually see it in action. Literally, same exact thing. Do you guys see it? Cool. And all to do is take practice, guys. It's not hard. It just take practice. So that is any questions is regarding this. Like, please ask them. Like, I'm trying to make sure that you guys understand it. Any questions about bull flag so far? I'm pretty sure you guys understand. Now you can still buy the breakouts, but this is kind of what I do. As far as when it comes to breakouts, you can still, there are other ways to buy stocks in case you miss it. So like, let's say that we have a bull flag that breaks out, right? So let's draw a bull flag that breaks out, right? And then we got the level right here. What I like to do is if a stock's breaks out, right? What I like to do is I'll try to wait for a retest of that level like this. And then I will buy it there. And then go. I never chase the impulsive move. Now there are times where sometimes you might, if the market is really pushing and you feel like you won't get an entry, then that's fine. But overall, I want you guys to make it a habit, not chasing trades. Not chasing trades. But it literally look how this is though. It literally goes right back until this exact setup that we're implementing right now. Literally, it's the same exact thing, right? Boom. What are you doing? There you go. Same exact thing, guys. Because by this time, it's booming. Everybody's selling. It's coming low. People getting shooken out. The contracts are losing demand. What do? They're reset back right here. They're cheaper. Buy them again. Reload. Let it run. I'm telling you guys, I do this all the time. One of my favorite type of ways to trade. I do this all the time, right? One of the easiest ways to do it. Make trading simple, guys. But all right, so that made sense. So now next, I was just going over flags real quick, right? Next, and we still have class tomorrow as well. So that way, if the flag breaks the support level before the breakout, that makes it invalid. If the flag breaks the support level before breaking out. Oh, you're talking about because okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me delete all this real quick. So let's say that, oh damn, I deleted my levels too. Okay, let's just make a good another one for example. Okay, so you're saying are you saying like if a flag does this, come back, and then it sells off, but what happens is actually breaks that level? Are you saying that? So sometimes you will see something like this where boom, 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 and you'll see that, and then it will come and break it out. Okay, so no, that will make the flag invalid, right? That will literally, these type of trades, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, if it breaks, guys, if you bought the anticipation and then it broke below, you just cut that trade immediately. But sometimes you will have something like this. You will have that a lot, especially in this market, where you see the bull flag, it breaks that support level, come test the next one, then bounce off that level and break out. No, this would mean that the trade is invalid. Your exit would have been here, right? So your exit would have been as we're breaking here. this area right here. You would have cut the trade in this area. Did everybody see that? Did that make sense? Cool. Because I think a lot of people didn't understand that because we do see this a lot. I'm not gonna sit up here and a lot of you guys. I do see this a lot in the market. Me personally, I don't know if you guys see that a lot as well, but I do see stuff like this where that happens. Guys, cut the trade and just move on. You know, there was no guarantee because what could have happened was it could have did this, you know, it could have kept coming lower, 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 came back there, and you steady holding. You know, it's no reason valid at that point. Cut that trade, guys. Cut that trade. Please cut that trade. There's no reason to hold anymore. Cut that trade and move on to the next trade, right? No reason to hold. Okay, so next, let's go to bear flags, right? Bull flags and bear flags. So you'll see a lot of these today in the market that we're in right now. So let's go to BA. We had this up on last class. We literally called this trade out and did not take it. So right here is, I'm gonna do a clean bear flag right now. So let's go here. This is a daily time frame. All right, so we got 2 bear flags, right? So this one was probably a prettier one. So what are we looking for when we're looking at looking for chart patterns, guys? It's the same exact thing, no matter what chart pattern you take. What are we looking for? Impulse, right? What do we have? We had an impulse move down. Next, what's after impulse? Correction, right? Boom, correction. What do we have after that? Impulse. You get what I'm saying? Same thing, impulse, correction. Next move is move down. You have to literally do that over and over and over in your head until you can get it right. So now let's see. I'm trying to show you an example because I keep showing you examples of stuff that did work. I'm trying to show you an example of something that didn't work. Let's see. Same thing here. Same thing here. Impulse, correction, impulse. Is it starting to make more sense now? Just make sure y'all know. Is it starting to make sense now as far as that? Okay, good deal. Okay, so now let's do a so I want you guys to see it. Let's see. I'm trying to show you one that did not work and why it didn't work. Let's see. I'm trying to look. Let's see. Even that worked. Let's see. You can see bear flags all day on this. BA be making some pretty bear flags. That's why I like, that was one of my favorite stocks. Boom. Oh, my entry. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be extremely honest with you guys on my entry with bear flags. Going to be extremely honest. It's extremely hard to anticipate a bear flag. What I mean by that is, remember how we said at bear flags, at bull flags, we buy the bottom? Bear flags, we buy the top, right? Not gonna lie to you guys, I don't do that. Why? Because this is extremely hard to find. And can anybody tell me why this is hard? Somebody already said it. Yep, there it goes, right? Because sometimes bear flags be a damn V-shaped reversal, right? And that is why it's extremely hard to anticipate tops. So I like to wait for the breakouts. These are the only things that I wait for breaks out on is bear flags because it is extremely hard to anticipate the top just because we never know when the top is there. Like, for example, let's go to Microsoft. That was on the that was on the 1 hour, I believe. The 1 hour for Microsoft. Where was it? Damn it. Okay, let me show you an example of something that didn't work. Then I'm gonna show you the actual one that worked. So here we go right here, right? And it's not the best one, guys. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get an example. I can't find a good example right now, but I just want to show you something if you were to thought. And I kind of, for me, I want to see a real impulsive move. I don't like that fake stuff. So like for me, to be honest, I'm just showing you, to me, this is not an impulsive move. 3 candles is not enough for me to say impulsive move, right? But some people might already count it. But overall, let's say that you try to anticipate it. This is not, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this calling this a bear flag, but I'm just trying to show if you did call this a bear flag and what would have happened if you tried to anticipate this top. So boom, we try to do the bear flag. I'm about to show you like this is how I actually lost one of my biggest trades is because I tried to anticipate the bear flag. And I mean, you could have literally tried any of these being the top, right? And thought it was gonna go lower and break. It never did. It never did. It just kept going higher and higher, right? So for me, I don't like anticipation bear flags because sometimes it be reversals and it don't be an actual bear flag. So the best way to do it is because if you look at a V-shaped reversal, it's pretty much the same thing. It's an impulsive move down. And then when you think it's that correction, it's actually just a reversal, right? So for me, I wait for breakouts when it comes to this. Like that's just me personally, guys. If you want to anticipate bear flags, go ahead. But for me, they never work out the way they're supposed to. So that's why I don't like them. I rather wait for the breaks. Yep. See, somebody just said it right there. Yep. I thought SPY was bear flagging today and it kept pushing. Yep. Yep. Happens all the time. Don't feel bad if it happens to you though, but that happens way more than people really think. I'm trying to show you what is the bear flag that we took. What is the bear flag that we took? Hold on, guys. Let me go to Trading View. Also, I will recommend, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I will recommend, hold on. Can I minimize Zoom while you're recording this meeting? Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me pause this recording real quick. All right. So yeah, I'm back on what is this chart platform called? Trading View. I'm back on Trading View. The reason why I'm showing you guys on Trading View is because I wanted to, it's a lot cleaner on here. So I want you guys to show you another example of a bear flag. Can anybody see in this area where the potential bear flag was? Okay, cool. All right, so yeah. So the bear flag was here, right? What are we looking for? We're looking for an impulsive move down. Let me change this color. I also gotta tell y'all something in a minute. Let me see. Okay. Come on, Trading View. Oh, it's up here. I'm gonna change this color to no, not orange. Trying to get a good color so I can see it better. Do yellow work? No. Y'all be all right. Yeah, I can see it good enough. All right, cool. So we make the bear flag. What did it do? Boom. Yeah, see what I'm talking about though? There we go. Got the bear flag. Let's zoom in so you kind of get a better picture of it. So you see that? We had an impulsive move down, correction, right, to retest that resistance. And what do? We broke down and we hit that low. That's why I said that low normally be the best target for the bear flag, right? That low. Like, I don't care if it wicks down, wherever you can find the lowest part of any candle that you include in this bear flag, the lowest wick or whatever, that is your price target, right? So look at that lowest wick right there. You see that? Y'all see what I'm talking about? That was in the pattern. That was the lowest point of the flag. That was my price target. So we took puts. Once we lost it, boom, hit that target. And what did it do? It bounced off, right? So we're literally out that trade. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to leave runners because, like, if you leave runners, you leave a couple, but you're out most of your position there, right? So then if price can't break that, you cut your runners and move on. Now, really quickly, I'm teaching you guys about indicators next class as well, as long as wedges. But can anybody tell me inside the bear flag, what did I see to give me more confirmation to take this trade? Let's see. Let's say somebody get it. Not a double top. What was in this trade to tell me that gave me more confirmation? What did the EMA do? Death cross. There we go. And what also? It's under the EMA. Good job. So I'm gonna teach you guys about EMAs or whatever, but that was one of the things. You see that death cross right there? we golden cross for a little bit, then we death cross, bear flag and the death cross. That's the A plus setup. Take the trade. There you go, in and out. One of my favorite things. I'm going to teach you guys about bear flags and those type of trades. Now, that's pretty much it for today's class. I know this was like really simple, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, trading is simple. But I do want you guys to I want somebody to see. Can anybody tell me why my candlesticks aren't red or black? I mean, red or green. Let's see if anybody's like, you don't have to know this, but I'm just saying if anybody know. There we go, to control the emotions, right? And the reason why I want you guys to get used to identifying price action. You shouldn't have to like it don't your candlesticks should not matter what color they are, right? If you understand price action, you will be fine, right? So by having a color, I don't really care. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely messed me up on Amazon today. I'm not gonna lie. And it was the first time I ever had a problem with different color candles. I'm about to show y'all what happened, bruh. This morning, yeah, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. These candles messed me up a little bit. It happens, but it did mess me up, right? So we had an impulsive move down, right? We had that correction. And then I took Amazon on the break, right? And at the time, the break was kind of like this, but I thought it was breaking down. Y'all tell me why I thought I thought this candle was a red candle. In my mind, I'm thinking that it was breaking down. The whole time it was going up because my white candles are the green candles and my these gray ones are the black. I mean, these are supposed to be the red ones. So this morning I had woke up and that's when I sent in the chat. I'm like, I'm still holding Amazon. It's breaking down. But whole time it was actually reversing up. And I didn't know that because of the color of my candles. But overall, price action should still be price action, guys, most of the time. That's a human error that I don't even realize. I didn't even catch that. But overall, this is why I took it. It's the same thing. We had a bear flag, it broke up. I do believe because right now we look like we creating this double top and we're at supply. You guys will understand supply zone, supply and demand. But right now we're at supply and we're actually selling off from supply. Hold on. Go. You guys don't understand supply and demand zones yet, but every time we kind of get to this zone. And also, what do we have here? We had an impulsive move, correction, and then impulse again. Broke down another bear flag into that zone. So now we could potentially be creating a double top in that zone. So right now we just got to lose this 21 EMA and Amazon will be coming down. Might average down or whatever. I'm not really sure until the morning. It all just depends. But I definitely not gonna lie to you guys. I definitely should have cut this trade as we broke back up in here. But like I said, sometimes when you in discipline, stuff like that happens. So now I have to deal with a bigger trade than if I would have just cut it as it was breaking back above, right? So that's one of the rookie mistakes. But discipline happens. This is what happens when you don't have that discipline. Because had I cut here, I would have took a way bigger loss than what it is here. You get what I'm saying? So you see how quickly, if you don't pay attention to your rules, how quickly it makes the trade a lot harder to manage. You see how like I literally should have cut as it broke back above here because the reason why I'm in is no longer valid. Now I have to sit up here and hope, kind of like a hoping trade. Like, yeah, I got some confluences that say we can come back down or whatever, but it still made this trade extremely hard. Just because now I have to really like, it's in a way it's kind of hoping, right? Not. I keep it honest with you guys. It's kind of hoping saying it's gonna come down even lower. This trade should have been cut here and then reloaded or something right here, right? So it's all good. It is what it is. Yeah, SPY kind of went crazy today. I did not see that happening. But yeah, you have to cut trades, guys. We have to, and we all have to work with that, right? We have to learn how to cut trades and just say a loss is a loss. Yep, and the golden cross. So that was another indication to get out. So, but now we about to death cross again and come back down. So could probably potentially take average downs up here. I don't know. I have to see how the market opens. But any questions so far before I let you guys go? But I do recommend you guys do have homework tonight. I'm going to treat you guys just like I did the last one. You guys are not getting off with not doing homework. Your homework is tonight is to go in and find bear flags and bull flags and send it in Minty's chart. Actually, no, don't send it in there. Send it in the homework tab. I gotta upload the homework tab again. I had to took it off. I'm about to make a homework tab, and I literally want you guys. I always send an example of what I want to see, right? And don't try to use anything that we went over today, because y'all be cheating. I don't want. If I went over a chart pattern, if I went over a chart today, go find your own bull flags and bear flags, right? Go find your own. Don't try to steal nothing I went over today, because I see everybody. People do that every single mentorship I did. Everybody always do that. They try to go find the one I just went over. So go find it. And the reason why I'm making you guys do that, I know a lot of people still not going to do it. That's just kind of how it is. But guys, I'm telling you, the only way you're going to get good at trading is if you actually taking the time to actually do it. You have to actually take in time to actually put in the time to actually do it. Go in on the charts tonight. Go on TradingView. Make it clean. Don't send me no ugly charts, guys. Make it clean. Make it look like a power. You know, when you submit some homework to your teachers back in school, make it look nice. I want to see clean. Tell me, this is a bull flag. Impulse, correction, impulse. Make it clean. If it's not a clean bull flag, then it's probably not a bull flag, right? If you have to second guess and like, oh, is this a bull flag? Is it not? Is it right? That normally those are not bull flags, right? So go in there, go to the charts. Don't tell me, and I hear it all the time. Keith used to always do this. Jay, I can't find a bull flag. I can't. Yes, the hell you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You definitely can find a bull flag or a bear flag in this market. Yes, you can. Go find it. You going to find one. It's over thousands of companies. You're going to find a bull flag or a bear flag, right? So that's pretty much it for today's class. If you need anything, let me know in the chat. I'm about to make the homework tab now. Please do not hold conversations in it. Just submit your homework, and if you have any questions, please like ask it in a different chat, but do not ask it in the homework section, because I do check that section. So please do not have conversations. Just submit your homework and just get out the chat, right? And then if I don't respond to your homework, like let's say that you submit it, I normally try to react to it, like maybe put like a fire emoji to say it's correct. If I DM you personally, I do this all the time. If I DM you personally, don't take it to an offense if I'm checking your flag. Like I literally had people last time where they get upset because I DM them saying you need to fix your flag or this is wrong with it. I'm just trying to help you. So just take the criticism and get better. Yeah, it's fine. If the mentees want to submit homework again, y'all can. they never give y'all the time to shine. They always want to submit it. But yeah, so other than that, guys, we're gonna go over that. We're going over chart patterns, and I'm gonna get into my indicators and just go from there. And we're just gonna keep moving. So we do have class tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna send y'all the dates, and I'm gonna have I did not upload last class. I'm gonna upload both of them really quickly, so you can have them for tonight. So other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you do your homework. The homework is due by next class tomorrow. So next class tomorrow is at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So your homework is due before class. But all right, you too. Y'all have a good day.